To start the day, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Pradeep Gupta, Chairman and Managing Director of Cyber Media. I would also like to invite on stage Mr. Hakan Olsen, Director, Head of Technical Regulations at Ericsson, and my pleasure to invite Mr. Sunil David, Director of IoT at AT&T India, and also Mr. Vikram Tewatia, Deputy Director General, COAI. And the first session, as you can see in the agenda, is on the pioneers, what's happening globally. While we discuss 5G a lot in India, we are now going to hear about what's really happening globally as far as 5G is concerned, and I'm sure there will be a lot of insights and food for thought for all of us here. Thank you so much, and I would like to invite Mr. Pradeep Gupta to welcome everybody this morning. Mr. Pradeep Gupta.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Once again, it is a pleasure for me to welcome all of you to this event. As you know, from time to time, Voice&Data keeps on doing these dialogues, these interactions. The big one that we do is the Telecom Leadership Forum, and the TLF will be done subsequently after a few months in this year. We also do the Telecom Manthan, which was done about 4 or 5 months back, and I can see a number of familiar faces who were there at the Telecom Manthan as well. 5G is, the thing here says evolution. I think it is a revolution. It's completely going to change the telecom world as we know it. I'm sure the old-timers will recall that there was a period before the mobile, which was a different world altogether, and that world completely transformed itself in the last 20 years or so. And I think we are on the cusp of a similar kind of a revolution. We are talking about, completely new ways of looking at things. We are looking at completely different kind of processes. We are talking about different numbers altogether. Today, if we start talking about a billion, from a billion, we now need to, if we start getting into devices and IoT and sensors, then, we are talking about something which is 1,000 times that. If we start talking about the infrastructure, it is a completely new infrastructure that needs to be created. Some of the old methodologies of interaction will not work here. It requires a very robust on-the-ground infrastructure that needs to be created. In terms of the usage, the way industry is going to use it, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is service delivery, everything is going to be redefined. And therefore, it is a revolution. When you look at the various Gs that have been there so far, movement from to 2G or 3G or 4G was an evolution, but 5G is a completely new way of looking at things, and therefore it is going to be an absolute revolution. So once again, on behalf of Cyber Media, I welcome all of you to today's deliberations, and I think by the end of the evening, we should have a number of, in-depth discussions on different kind of issues which are going to be very relevant to this industry. Thank you.